What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for Ralph Breaks the Internet. This is the sequel to the original Wreck-It Ralph, which came out 6 years ago. Believe it or not, didn't that time just fly by? And this again stars John C. Reilly as Ralph and Sarah Silverman as Vanellope. We also have returning characters Fix-It Felix Jr. and Calhoun, and some other returning faces in this film as well. And the basic plot of this film is Ralph and Vanellope have been friends for the past 6 years. So, she's playing Candy Crush. There's this race going on, and something happens. A part in her game gets broken. So the only way to fix the game, so they don't get unplugged forever, is to go to the internet and get the part they need. So Ralph and Vanellope go on this adventure. When a Wi-Fi box is plugged in and this arcade gets internet, it all sort of happens all at the right time. They go into the internet to get that part, and that's basically the basic plot of the film. I mean, there's other stuff that happens as well, but I just recently rewatched the first one again in preparation for this, and I think that's a great movie. It's a 4.5 out of 5-star film for me. Some things are a little convenient, but other than that, a very solid movie. So going into this, I was excited to see it. And I'm not going to say it's as good as the first one. I think that one, the story was more original and more clever. You see, it dealt in the arcade a lot more, in the games, in the Sugar Rush game, but they didn't rely on tropes of the game to advance the story. They created their own kind of twists and turns within the actual plot and the original characters. In this film, we go to the internet, and the story is advanced by tropes of the internet itself. We don't really get any really clever original storylines here with the characters. It's all like, oh, well, this could happen with the internet, so let's make that a major plot point. You know, and to be honest, I thought it was a little cliched. I didn't mind it. I was entertained by it, but I definitely thought it was a little cliched. The references are good. There's a really great reference in the beginning of the film. I don't know. I felt like the movie wasn't as original as the first one. It didn't feel like a cash grab because the message they did have to send, I liked, but I feel like the way they got there could have been a little more original. When the internet could have been their background, but they could have came up with original storylines in the internet. But really, they just kind of throw new tropes of what the internet is and how it works and certain things that could happen within that to advance the plot. But there are new characters. Gal Gadot is in this movie. She's playing Shank, I believe the character's name is. She's doing a fine job. Taraji P. Henson is playing a character named Yes. She's doing a fine job. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I had certain thoughts going in with certain characters from the trailers, newer characters maybe, and I was wrong. This movie doesn't really have a villain. The first one did have a villain, King Candy. This movie did not have a villain. The first and second act were pretty good, but then the third act takes a twist. Not really a twist, but different things start happening in the third act, which got very kid-friendly, I feel. I mean, sure, the message was good, but it did play more kid-friendly. I think the first one is definitely more mature than this one is. There's arcs with the characters between Ralph and Vanellope. I think Vanellope's arc in the film, it felt kind of forced. Didn't need to, happen. We didn't need this movie. The story wasn't as fantastic. It's like, oh wow, this is great. But her arc, since they did write this kind of arc for her character, I didn't mind it. It was fine. And Ralph's arc is a little strange, I feel like, especially in the last half of the movie. The way his character is sort of depicted was unnecessary, I feel, and got a little strange at points. But the animation is fantastic. The score is also great by Henry Jackman. I do have my keyboard here. I don't do this very often, but why not? Why not do this for all my viewers? If you're going to watch this video, I'm just going to play a small portion of the Wreck-It Ralph theme that returns in this movie. It's great music. that's, you know, very nice to hear in this movie as well. And also, my favorite aspect of this film was seeing the Disney princesses again. It was very nostalgic. Hearing some of those classic themes that we've grown up with and that we know, some of the classic Alan Menken themes that we hear in this film again. You know, something along the lines of... Or maybe... But I was curious, where is Giselle from Enchanted? You could have animated Amy Adams. Why not? She's not in the film. I would have loved to have heard this again. Okay. Well, that's enough of that, but, yeah, so, just a little bonus, I guess. But this movie, in general, I liked it. It's not as good as the first one. It's not as mature as the first one. It's a little cliched. It's not entirely original, I felt, but it is a fun ride. And the overall message, I suppose, is good. And at the end of the film, it does sort of wrap up in a nice way. The very last scene, or the second to last scene or whatever, it did wrap up in a very nice way, I guess, even though it was unnecessary. The story wasn't that great. We didn't really need it. But Ralph Breaks the Internet, I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it. Guys, comment your thoughts in the comment section. Do you plan on seeing this movie? What did you think about the first one? Are you excited to see this? Comment in the comments. Also, you can subscribe to this channel. My review for Creed 2 will most likely be up tomorrow. I am seeing the film tonight, so, I mean, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, but I'm sure I will find the time, the early afternoon, to post that review, so you can check that out. Also, guys, if you're interested, you can please follow me on Patreon to help support this channel and support me in everything I want to do here, to give more Blu-ray unboxings, more reviews, more gaming videos. You know, I just started doing these PlayStation 4 walkthroughs. I'm doing Kingdom Hearts 2 at the moment, so if you want to check some of those videos out, they're up on the channel now. Also, guys, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. You can also follow me on Instagram at KingOfRises131. Guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my review for Ralph Breaks the Internet. Over and out.